I will begin by swearing you in.
2 career diplomats were sworn in as the first witnesses as the U.S. House Intelligence Committee opened impeachment hearings in Washington. At the center of the inquiry, did President Donald Trump solicit foreign interference in U.S. elections? Democrats accuse Trump of abusing his office by holding up military aid to Ukraine in exchange for a Ukrainian investigation into Trump's political rival.
If we find that the President of the United States abused his power and invited foreign interference in our elections, or if he sought to condition, coerce, extort, or bribe an ally into conducting investigations to aid his re-election campaign and did so by withholding official acts, a White House meeting, or hundreds of millions of dollars of needed military aid, must we simply get over it? Is this what Americans should now expect from their president?
The top U.S. envoy in Ukraine, Ambassador William Taylor, testified he was alarmed to learn about the Trump administration's demands to Ukraine, included withholding military aid.
I find an unusual arrangement for making U.S. policy toward Ukraine. There appear to be 2 channels of U.S. policymaking and implementation, one regular and one highly irregular.
Taylor said, withholding security assistance in exchange for help with a domestic political campaign in the state crazy. I believed that then, and I believe that now.
Deputy Assistant Secretary Kent, you are recognized for your opening statement.
George Kent, the State Department's top Ukraine official, told the House panel of his concern at the idea of withholding military aid since Ukraine was locked in a conflict with Russia.
As a general principle, I do not believe the United States should ask other countries to engage in selective, politically associated investigations or prosecutions against opponents of those in power, because such selective actions undermine the rule of law, regardless of the country.
They testified that Trump wanted Ukraine's president to publicly announce an investigation into former U.S. Vice President Joe Biden, potentially Trump's 2020 political opponent. Republicans on the committee pointed out that neither diplomat had ever met the president and that their testimony was hearsay.
Anyone familiar with the Democrats' scorched earth war against President Trump would not be surprised to see all the typical signs that this is a carefully orchestrated media smear campaign.
Trump supporters say Ukraine's president showed little evidence of feeling under pressure from the White House. But perhaps most importantly, that Ukraine received the aid without announcing any investigation.
I'm too busy to watch it. It's a witch hunt. It's a hoax.
This is a sham and shouldn't be allowed.
The White House dismissed the first day of hearings, which will continue later this week, as boring and a waste of taxpayer time. Toby, Muse, CGTN, Washington.